Good evening and welcome to Newsbite. I'm Nicole Peters and making the headlines this week. Lawson Henry reveals that councillors were kept in the dark over problems at the airport. Another calibration flight arrives. PADI Women's Dive Day is celebrated on St Helena. Local band Blue Magic talk about their new music video. And we have your latest sports roundup. Councillors were kept in the dark over problems with wind shear at St Helena Airport, Lawson Henry has revealed. The councillor, who was elected in 2013, told the island about his struggles to find the truth in the meeting of Legislative Council. August Graham was there.
Lawson Henry was roundly congratulated on Monday when he stood up and berated the lack of transparency over the airport delays. He took aim at the information that councillors had been given shortly after the arrival of the Comair jet in April. The councillors had a meeting where they were told that the opening of the airport would be delayed.
My council colleagues will recall that I specifically asked officials at the briefing if we had been told everything there is to know about the problems encountered with the Comair flight landing, and I was told unequivocally yes.
But it later turned out that this wasn't true. Reports from the pilot showing worries about severe wind shear were not shared with the island's elected representatives until after the report had been quoted in an article by Lord Ashcroft in the UK. The reports showed that there were serious problems with the airport, which Mr Henry says made it clear that there would be no quick fix to get planes flying to St Helena in the near future. After the briefing, Mr Henry was asked to go on the radio to talk to the island and reassure people.
What I was telling the people that day is not true. I got to live with that as an elected member. And surely somebody should take responsibility for that. Because I now know that that information was incorrect.
It was clear that the airport wouldn't open any time soon, Mr Henry said. While he accepted that it is important to make sure that the airport is safe, he said communication and forward planning has been badly handled. Morale on island is low, he said, questioning the decision not to extend the RMS past September straight away.
What is clear, even then, nearly 2 months later, after the postponement of the passenger flights, there was no evidence of any clear plan that a passenger air service was going to begin any time soon. But yet, the RMS was only extended until September.
Another plane landed at St Helena Airport on Wednesday afternoon. The Beechcraft King aeroplane, which is operated by TAB Charters, touched down just before 2 from the south side, runway 02 at St Helena Airport. On board were a team from Flight Calibration Services Limited, who will carry out routine calibration flights to test navigation aid at the airport. This is not the first time that the plane and the team on board have landed at St Helena. Their last trip to St Helena was in December 2015. This visit is for scheduled calibration flights that will happen every 6 months to meet normal ongoing requirements for airport certification. The flight is expected to depart later this week upon completion of all calibration tasks. Even though the waters were cold, 10 brave ladies took the plunge and joined in with the international celebration of PADI Women's Dive Day. The dive was held on the 18th of July, especially for women scuba divers on island. The event was hosted by Anthony Thomas from Subtropic Adventures. The dive site chosen for the event was Lemon Valley Point, an area which has different terrains and a variety of marine species. This is the second time St Helena has participated in the international event. In May, island band Blue Magic, consisting of members Cruyff Buckley, Andrew Turner, Mariga George and Russ Leo, uploaded their first ever music video to YouTube. The band was filmed preparing their live show and during and after the performance of Seven Nation Army by the White Stripes. We caught up with them at one of their rehearsals to find out a bit more about it. Where did the idea for the music video come about?
They actually came to you, didn't they, Chris? The film crew was on Ireland.
Yeah, film crew was on Ireland.
Dominic and
two guys actually started their own company. So they actually came to the band and asked if they could film us one night live and interview us before the show. And they was here in the preparation stages, and they got a good capture of what happened before and after the show, and they made it into a music video. Yeah.
So what song did you perform?
Seven Nation Army by the White Stripes.
What made you choose that song?
it's the one we play best, isn't it, really?
It's one of the crowd favorites from my days of rocking the South Atlantic in the century, and it's one of the easiest songs for a band to play, but at the same time it's one of the most gripping songs, to grip the audience.
So do you plan to do any more music videos?
Yeah, of course so, we offer, anybody with GoPros, if they want to come to the show and record us,
If you ask anyone with any decent film gear,
then, to do the band justice, then you run the pub show.
You mentioned shows, any up-and-coming shows soon?
Well, like I tell you, depending how these practice sessions go, then it should be really soon. Yeah, we're into more challenging songs, The days of playing Mustang Sally is down the road. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just killing any creativity that some of these bands have now. There's a lot of modern songs to do. You don't have to do the same old 2 and 6. We pretty much, there's no limit pretty much to what we can play, but it's just the time and the dedication of the guys to get it right and put it in the right context, the right crowd. Because a lot of bands nowadays, you have to find songs what the crowd can dance to. We were never really into pleasing that genre, because I know in my Ascension days we used to I'm into rock music, and then some people like to stand and listen, so I play that type of music. But here on St Helena, you got to put those songs in where people can dance to.
Yeah.
They want out there to listen to the band.
The band hopes to become more popular on Ireland and is encouraging everyone to come and watch them perform and to check out their new page on Facebook. Here now, as promised, is your latest sports roundup. A convincing performance from Chop Shop Boys on Saturday afternoon saw them defeat defending champions Hearts and extend their lead at the top of the Football League. Chris Owen was in fine form and opened the scoring with venomous strike from 18 yards after slicing through Hearts' defence. Mikey Williams got one back for Hearts, but Chop Shop Boys scored twice more to finish the half and the match with a 2-goal lead. Owen completed a brace after converting a penalty, and Kevin Hudson added the 3rd goal. Here now are some highlights from that match.
Come on! Get in there, Rockwood. Hit it! Good goal! Yeah! Good goal! Come on, Rocky! Oh, yeah! Oh, come on, Owen! Go on! Take it, Owen! Take it, Owen! Handball! Take it, Owen! Move now, Dubs. There's the boy. You move, Hudson. Go on!
This was the only match to be played on Saturday after Rovers vs Fugees was postponed. On Sunday, Hot Shots pulled off a comfortable 4-0 win against Crusaders in Sunday's first fixture. The more experienced members of the team, Nick Stevens, Simon Scipio, Alistair Buckley and Scott Crowey, found the net for Hot Shots. Captain Simon Scipio was man of the match, and emerging talent Weston Clingham picked up his 4th Young Player of the Match award. Axes produced a 2-0 win against Bellboys in the second match on Sunday. The match remained goalless up until the 80-minute mark when Dalton George got in behind Bellboys' defence to nod home a Simon Bennett free kick. With just seconds left on the clock, George turned from scorer to provider when he crossed to Scott Henry, who tapped in for Axes' second. Paul Anwell was the man of the match for the 3rd time this season, while Callum Ellig picked up his 7th Young Player of the Match award. Wolves dug deep and came back to defeat Refugees 4-1 in the weekend's final fixture. Conrad Clingham gave Refugees the lead, but for the 2nd week in a row his team surrendered it. Gregory Phillips continued his run for good form to net a brace and scoop the Man of the Match award. Jesse Duncan tapped in to extend Wolves' lead, and Carnegie completed the scoring with a late strike. In ladies district volleyball, both Jamestown sides were defeated on Sunday. Jamestown A lost in straight sets to Alarm Forest. The scores were 19-25 and 16-25. Helena Locken was lady of the match. Jamestown B versus Halftree Hollow was a more competitive matchup. Halftree Hollow took the first set 25-13, but lost the second 15-25. However, they recovered to win convincingly in the deciding set 15-3. Penny Bowers was lady of the match. In golf, Larry Legg finished on top of a field of 22 in the only tournament of the weekend. A par 3 competition sponsored by John Joshua, Larry shot an impressive round of 58, some 5 shots ahead of his nearest rival.
Well, that brings us to the end of another Newsbite. Be sure to tune in again next week. I'm Nicole Peters, and thank you for watching.